Slavery built the United States by providing the forced labor that constructed much of the nation's physical and economic infrastructure, from buildings like the U.S. Capitol and White House to vast plantation systems, railroads, and port cities. This enslaved labor was crucial to the development of the American economy, especially through the cultivation and production of cash crops like cotton, while the trade and financing of enslaved people also built Wall Street and the financial sector. White supremacists attempt to downplay slavery in America by making comparisons to historical slavery outside the U.S. European chattel slavery is known as one of, if not the most brutal and inhumane forms of slavery in existence next to the Arab slave trade. One crucial way European chattel slavery was distinct was its explicit racialization, where people of quote-unquote African descent were considered inherently inferior and suitable for enslavement. Unlike earlier, these are the descendants of white people who complained about slaves being freed during the 1800s. Throughout U.S. history, whites have resisted and complained about black people gaining more rights and civil rights. This is a recurring theme in American history, particularly during and after periods of significant racial progress. The Civil War was fought primarily over the expansion into new territories, which caused deep political, economic, and social divisions between the North and the South. These tensions led Southern states to secede from the Union and form the Confederate States of America, resulting in the outbreak of war in 1861. Many white supremacists claim that the Civil War was fought to free the slaves, but that simply isn't the truth. This was a war about control, not the well-being of slaves. Lincoln was trying to preserve the Union. His primary goal was to maintain the United States as a single nation and restore its authority, not to abolish slavery. He was willing to take whatever action was necessary to achieve this, whether that meant freeing some or all slaves, or even, initially, not freeing any slaves at all, because the Union's survival was his paramount objective. This approach, particularly concerning slavery, was a strategic necessity for keeping key states, like the border states, from seceding and strengthening the Union's position. After slavery, black people began to build prosperous communities. During the 1900s, white supremacists attacked black cities and communities primarily to reinforce white supremacy and repress black social, political, and economic progress. The violence was not random but a systemic, organized tactic of racial terror aimed at maintaining a racial hierarchy after slavery was abolished. Many places like Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, Florida, Ocoee, Florida, etc. were sabotaged and destroyed. Walter Plecker, a eugenist, used his bureaucratic power to legally and officially erase the identity of indigenous peoples in Virginia from public records. Most individuals who identified as Native American were reclassified as colored or Negro. Plecker personally changed existing vital records, sometimes by handwriting colored on the back or adding warning labels to documents of those he suspected of having mixed-race ancestry. On a broader scale, the practice of reclassifying indigenous people as Negro was part of a larger, systemic effort in the United States to deny black Americans identity and legal status. When many people speak about Lyndon B. Johnson, they acknowledge how he was a racist who reluctantly passed the Civil Rights Act, but many don't directly correlate the famous racist quote he made with his actions, therefore not examining his strategy. In 1968, Lyndon B. Johnson established Hispanic Heritage Week to distort Black History Week, created by Carter G. Woodson in 1929. In modern times, this was the resurgence of the government federally merging black and other issues in an effort to bury and undermine the black community's unique history, identity, struggle, and to dissipate black political power. LBJ set forth a plan that's been effective after his presidency for over 60 years. After Black History Month was officially established in 1976, federal agencies began to designate categories for tracking minorities, including Black, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, and American Indians in 1977. These designations became a basis for anti-discrimination policies and data collection across federal programs. In the 1980s, the U.S. government began using the term African American on official forms and documents alongside Black. This designation was important to the white supremacist plan of comparing Black Americans to immigrants. In 1988, Hispanic History Month was established. Later in 1999 came Pride Month, further trivializing Black history. What these administrations did for centuries is similar to what they do in postmodern times. They use the momentum Black people create to implement their own agendas, even on a cultural level. You witnessed it with BLM, Black culture, and the reparations conversation, when just less than 5 years ago no one outside of Black Americans was having public discussions about reparations. In the 2000s, what I call the unconscious era, there was a newfound relationship with entertainment, driven by the rise of the internet and digital technology. This shift moved entertainment from a passive experience of consuming traditional media toward a more interactive and personalized one, having the public in a trance-like state. During this state, the white supremacist was able to fully manipulate the Black community, and slip in some of their ideologies under our noses. That is until Black people started to wake up in 2010, initiating another wave of consciousness. The woke movement began strong, but the establishment's hold over the Black community was stronger, allowing the momentum of the movement to be co-opted and used for control, among other things.
Talking about Black Lives Matter campaigns, but they are the same. Like, they all run together. It's this little gay cult, Twitter fingers, like my man Cap call them, Twitter activists. Cause they don't do shit, but tweet while we was in the streets, you know, protest. You know, I mean, certain people was protesting, certain people was rioting, certain people was organizing and, you know, making moves. They was just sitting back tweeting, Twitter fingers, you know. So while they tweeting, they playing cat and mouse with the white folks. You know, they racist. They hiding behind fake pages on Twitter, talking shit, going back and forth, retweet. It's like a big ass show, you know. So you got a lot of people sending them money, turning them into stars. Oprah tweeting at her and all that. They calling her fucking the face of Ferguson. Don't nobody know who the fuck she is. She ain't the face of shit. Wasn't even out there. When she came out there, she just sat there and tweeted. A lot of people don't understand Black Lives Matter as an organization. They think it's just a hashtag and people just saying, man, anytime white folks are part of it, they putting it in the media, something behind it. Believe that. Black Lives Matter is a bunch of computer nerds. First of all, them being gay is, I don't got nothing against them because they gay. I don't agree with the lifestyle of homosexuality, but I don't agree with a lot of shit people do. I'm not gonna dislike you because you do some shit I don't like. I'm pretty sure I do shit people don't like, I don't agree with, ain't healthy for me in their eyes. So we just disagree on lifestyles, but that ain't why. But they use that shit as a shield. When they doing all this bullshit, they try to come say, oh, he's just homophobic, he hated, man. Like, I don't agree with the lifestyle because I don't see a long-term benefit of it. You can't reproduce when you messing with a woman, mess with a woman, a man mess with a man. But that don't mean I hate you because I don't hate you for it. I ain't homophobic. Homophobia, I mean, you gotta be, a phobia is a fear. Anybody know me known for a motherfucker thing. The whole time they was doing this shit, I was telling everybody. And he didn't use none of the money to help Ferguson, none of the money to help the Brown family. I mean, he was just collecting it, you know, building this little campaign off this shit. They try to run for office and all of that. The whole shit was a scheme, and I seen it early because I've been in St. Louis my whole life. Cops kill niggas here every day. People die here every day. Why all of a sudden all these people come here like pretend they care about it so much all of a sudden? That was my whole mentality. Like, where the fuck y'all come from? Where all this fake love come from? You know what I mean? If you weren't here before the media, I ain't take you serious. I don't give a fuck who you was. Tyler Quali, Any of the other motherfuckers, I really ain't take none of them serious because at the end of the day, y'all came because of the media. End of story. The CNN ain't show up, none of them motherfuckers would have cared about Mike Brown. So, I really wasn't tripping off the shit they was doing. But I just noticed, like, man, these cats is really building a whole fucking campaign off our shit and soliciting all these funds off our shit. And then black folks, you know, we ignorant to a lot of this type of shit because we ain't into that. So when they started the hashtag Black Lives Matter, it was so catchy that everybody shared it, everybody started saying it, and it became so fucking big, so large. People actually thought like, oh, this just a catchy hashtag, but people didn't know this was actually an organization. All the people that's involved in this whole in the forefront of this whole Black Lives Matter campaign zero shit, they all gay. It's like a gay cult. So they using this shit, they're using their sexuality for protection. Cause you know the white folk, they gonna protect you when you gay. They fuck with you when you gay. So they soliciting all these funds, doing all this fraud shit, and they're using the fact they're gay as a shield. So you really can't say shit about them because when you do, they come for your neck. They stick together. You know what I mean? All of them eating off Mike Brown death though. Now they traveling. D-Ray, he go to Yale. They get him like 40 bands to go to Yale and speak. They got him as the face of Ferguson. He ain't even from this motherfucker. Never even been in this motherfucker until Mike Brown died. Dude from Baltimore. And they ran him up out of there. Now he down here the face of Ferguson, the face of the movement. They calling him the next Malcolm X. That's a fucking insult. Malcolm X wouldn't even respect that man, let alone be anything like him. Fucking punk ass oils. What the fuck y'all doing? Y'all getting paid. And don't think I don't know about you niggas out there. All you niggas in these oils getting paid 5-10 grand a month, traveling the fucking world, speaking like y'all fucking helping the community, ain't doing shit for the community. The Black Lives Matter shit is blowing up. And if you notice, as it's blowing up, you're not hearing about Mike Brown anymore. You're not hearing about Darren Wilson anymore. You're not hearing about the Ferguson Police Department anymore. We're not hearing about none of this corrupt shit by McCullough, Jay Nixon. You're not hearing about none of this shit no more. All you're hearing about is Black Lives Matter now. They took the energy away from Ferguson. But they did it so intelligently, a lot of people didn't understand what was going on when it was going on, so they was helping these motherfuckers. Not even knowing, they stealing our shit, they stealing our shine. A lot of cats went to jail for us to be the main topic in the media. A lot of cats risked their life. Spook got shot in the head. She could be dead right now. You know what I mean? A lot of shit happened for this shit to grow into what it became. There was an opportunity to really fight back and really make a change in Ferguson and Missouri as a whole. But as you see, nobody was indicted. Most of the people that was in office still in office, and nothing really happened. They just clearly got away with murder. Nothing happened. Now they on to the next city, then the next city, then the next city, then the next city, being superstars off our shit we created here. While we sitting back still like, damn, what we gonna do? Then after Mike Brown, it was Eugene Powell. Then you had Von Derek Myers, and so on and so on and so on. They just collecting checks. I ain't heard of them paying for no funerals. I ain't heard of them starting no programs for the youth, building no centers, nothing. You know what I mean? So we back at square one, back where we started. No justice, no nothing.
10 detectives pulled me and my 14-year-old brother over, pointed guns on us, and told me to choose your enemies wisely. What's even more disturbing is that Darren Seals is the 6th black man in Ferguson to be found shot to death in a torched car in the last 2 years.
But the reality of it is that, you know, this thing started on the ground with the death of Michael Brown Jr. And on a certain level, it's been co-opted terribly by people that aren't from here. And D. Seals was a forerunner in that conversation. He may not have said it the way a lot of people wanted him to say it, but in his mind, what was more important, the most important thing about this movement was keeping the power in the hands of the communities and the people that started.
We have learned from mistakes of the past. Now that our movement have gained traction yet again, this is our chance to make things right and continue to fulfill our ancestors' duty, by bringing justice. My brothers and sisters, we have come this far, yet this is only just the beginning.